Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 97th Heaven. I've been looking forward to this one a lot. This one is going to be Uncensored 1997 from WCW. Now the first thing of note for this show, ladies and gentlemen, the buy rate was a 0.89. Now anyone who saw my last episode of 97th Heaven where we discussed WrestleMania 13 will know that buy rate is higher than WrestleMania. It's something that WCW, as you can probably imagine, because you just would, wouldn't you, crowed from the fucking rooftops about how their pay-per-view had beaten WrestleMania. Though, of course, WrestleMania was garbage, not really a difficult thing to achieve, is it, really? Uncensored means that there's no disqualification rules or some sort of stipulation in every single match. Should we get on with it then, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? So, in the opening contest, Dean Malenko... Oh, excuse me. There we go. Dean Malenko defeated Eddy Guerrero in a superb match to win the United States Championship. So this is a 4-star match, and is one of the reasons why let's start that again. Right, even if I've heard rumours that one of these WCW shows is going to be absolutely bollocks, I still look forward to watching it because, of course, I've never seen them before. So every so often they throw up an absolute gem, and this match, I promise you, is one of them. Okay, so, in fact, if I can find it, between saying this and uploading it, I'll put a link to it in the description box, alright? So, Eddy starts off with a headlock, but it's a shoulder wobble. Dean stomps a mud hole, and Eddy then hits a nice vertical suplex. Eddy responds by stomping a mud hole of his own, and Dusty Rhodes, who's on commentary, starts going off on one about stomping mud holes, starting a running theme for the rest of the show, which I like to call Dusty Rhodes talking bollocks. Because he does a lot in this match. He talks a lot of shite in this match, I promise you he does. Eddy was in the process of turning heel here, and he's healing up something fierce. He charges at Dean, but eats a turnbuckle, then gets belly to back suplex. One of the things that bothers me about this match, but even though it's not this match's fault, if that makes sense, is we cut to the back, where Rick Steiner has been taken out by, well, clearly by the NWO. It's like, you don't see who's taking him out, but like you've got Rick Steiner down the ground and he's surrounded by NWO members. Like, who could have taken him out? Rick Steiner, of course, is meant to be in the main event tonight, so it's, oh no. We come back with Eddy in a vicious-looking half crab. Dean gets the belt and uses it, because like I mentioned, no disqualification, so you're allowed to do that, and hits a lariat for 2. Beautiful rock bottom by Eddy, who then works the leg, including an axe handle off the top to the knee and a slingshot senton. He puts on a leg lock, then turns it into an absolutely stunning STF, as we again go backstage to see Rick Steiner being put in an ambulance. Good, could do it in between matches though. It distracts from this match, it really does, because you're like, oh, because the first time you're like, what is this? The second time, what again? Come on! It really does make you feel like that. Into an ambulance. Dean tries to leave, so Eddy clips the knee, continues working it by allowing Dean to climb the steps, then drop kicking the knee. Absolutely superb psychology in this one, as you can probably expect from such two ring geniuses as Dean Malenko and Eddy Guerrero. Figure 4, complete with Healy grabbing the ropes. He then goes for a senton but misses. Dean bails, so gets baseball slid. He goes for a tope but misses and eats the guardrail hard. Dean drops him on the rail. Inside, Dean works the arm, but Eddy hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and a lovely powerbomb for 2. Dean goes low and uses an inside cradle to get 2 before hitting a perfect power slam and Eddy Guerrero's own frog splash. And he does it superbly. Does it absolutely inch perfect, Fantastic. But he pulls Eddy up. And it's like, one of those, because Eddy was in the process of turning heel, but Dean is healing it up something fierce at times. Like I say, 1, 2, pulls Eddy up, and it's like the smile, the evil smile on Dean's face. It's like, oh, liking that one, really am. He goes for a bomb, but Eddy counters into a Rana. Dean with a tilt-a-whirl driver for 2. Pin sequence leads to a huge German suplex that gets 2 for Dean. Amazing tornado DDT by Eddy, who puts on the Texas Cloverleaf using Dean's move. You see, nice little bit of story into it. 6 comes out, he tries to steal the belt, but Eddy grabs him by the hair. Dean managed to get 6 everywhere 6 went at the time. Yeah, apparently he had a video camera. Dean managed to get the video camera, whacks Eddy with it, 1, 2, 3. So I could have fully lived without that finish, and I fully could have lived without the cuts to the back. But this was superb. The psychology in it obviously was absolutely immense. Storytelling was beautiful. Some really nice moves. Like I say, if I can find it, there'll be a link in the description box. If I were you, I'd pause this video right now, go and watch it, because it's just brilliant. Bear with me a sec. So then Steve, Mongo, McMichael and Roddy Piper cut horrific promos in the back, absolutely awful. As I'm sure you've heard when I've been doing this series, yeah. The only thing I've seen of Mongo is on the Botchamania vids, so to see him cutting a promo was just like, oh, this is horrific. It really is. Next up, Ultimo. I don't know why I said Wcw then, because Wcw Guerrero isn't in this one. I don't know why I said that. Ultimo Dragon vs Psychosis. See, in a match. So this was a 1.5-star match. I mean, it's a typical lucha stuff. The problem with this one is it is covered and full of botch. Nice little wrestling sequence to start. Dragon with a kicking combo into a leg lock, then an enziguri recliner by both men. Psychosis gets 2 off a guillotine leg drop, as does an elbow off the middle rope. Tilt-a-whirl backdraper by Dragon, and they trade sleepers. I mean, come on, in a lucha libre style match. A cruiserweight match. Sleepers? Really? Come on. Sleepers? No. Dragon suplex, Dragon suplexes out of it. Dragon suplex, yeah, it wouldn't be, no. Dragon suplexes out of it. Led lariat by Psychosis, he follows up with a crap-looking tope. Dusty commentary, remember what I mentioned a moment ago. Dusty's commentary in this is woefully bad. Just awful. Not as bad as it will be later on in the Tornado match, but it is pretty terrible. Now I've lost my place. Crap-looking slingshot leg drop by Psychosis. Dragon with a handspring elbow into the railings and a nice moonsault. Dragon distracts the ref, so Sonny Ono hits a decent spin kick. Sonny Ono, of course, is Dragon's manager. Inside, Dragon gets 2 off a moonsault. Powerbomb is reversed into a Rana, which is reversed into a sunset flip for 2. Mysore Cradle gets 2 for Dragon. Superplex attempt doesn't work as both men crash to the mat, and that looks awful. Just atrocious. God, I'm burping, I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's the pop. It's a brand new bottle of pop, look. It's very fizzy. That's my excuse. Frankenstein gets 2 for Psychosis, a Tiger Bomb, a Liger Bomb, and a weird-looking Tornado DDT, and a Tiger Suplex get the win for Dragon. This match could have been really good. You know, they did do some nice stuff, but like I say, botch central. It really is, and some of the stuff they do looks so sloppy. It's unbelievable. DDP then gets interviewed by Mean Gene, but then Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage come out to taunt him. Liz has a copy of Kimberly's Playboy spread. Kimberly, of course, was DDP's wife. And this basically ended up in a big brawl and would lead to the DDP versus Savage feud, which I'm actually really looking forward to seeing because I've heard good things about it. So, you know, looking forward to seeing that one at the next show and onwards. So, next match. So, we've had a good match and then an E match. And then we get another good match, which is amazing, as Glacier defeated Mortis in a good match. Mortis is Chris Canyon, for anyone who doesn't know. So, here we go. Before we go on, this one... So, right, it's no disqualification in all the matches, and of course, yeah, as I mentioned at the start, they have stipulations on various matches. This one is billed as a martial arts match, alright? Bear that in mind, because, well, actually, I'm just going to tell you, excuse me, other than a few kicks at the start, there is no martial arts element of this match at all. It's just a straight-up wrestling match. It's a 3-star wrestling match. I really like this match. It's a good match, but... I don't understand how, in any shape or form, it's a martial arts match, okay? Just, let's, like I say, bear that in mind. So, like I say, lots of kicks at the start from both men. Glacier hits a springboard crossbody and a vertical suplex on the floor. He chases James Vandenberg, who is probably better known to you and me as the Sinister Minister. He eats a baseball slide from Mortis. Lariat gets 2 for Mortis, as does a rocker dropper, which Heenan says, and I quote, "I've never seen that before." And yeah, I don't understand commentators when they say shit like that, because you're just like, oh, come on. As if you've never seen a rocker dropper / famouser in your life. Come on, of course you have. You really have, Heenan. You really really have. He tries another one, but it's counted into a powerbomb. And on my notes, it says in capital letters with lots of question marks, how is this a martial arts match? Because it's not. Like I say, a lot of kicks at the start, but you know, a powerbomb in a martial arts match, come on, no. No, no, no. Till World slammed by Glacier as Dusty waffles utter bollocks. See what I mentioned? See what I said? You know, it's get to the point where you have to write it down going, oh, Dusty's commentary is so irritating. Mortis goes up top and gets superplexed for 2. Glacier tries a chop off the top but eats a Northern Light suplex for 2. Crossbody gets 2 for Glacier. He tries a super kick but Mortis pulls the ref in front of him, so Glacier won't do it, but enables Mortis to hit a super kick of his own. Cryonic kick gets the win out of nowhere for Glacier after the bell Wraith comes out, takes out Glacier with a rock bomb. Match was surprisingly good, but I have no idea how it was a martial arts match. Oh yes, Wraith, for anyone who doesn't know, is Brian Clark. That's Adam Bomb to you and me. Oh, you know, Brian Clark, when you're Chronic member. But yeah, I didn't know that. You know, I was like, who the fuck is Wraith? I had to go and find out. And when I found out, I was like, really? Wow, that's amazing. Of course, you know, after a couple of good matches, we have to have some shite, don't we? Of course. So, oh no! Before I go on, there's a thing we have to point out. We get to see some black and white footage, yeah, of the NWO guys in a car chasing the Steiners, yeah, and they ram the Steiners' car off the road. Now, far from me to pass judgment on people or anything like that, but if you ram someone off the road in America, I'm pretty certain that's a crime. To then videotape yourself doing it, is the crime. To then broadcast said video footage on a pay-per-view that millions of people potentially are going to see, that's ridiculous. But what I think is the most ridiculous part of that is that the Steiners choose not to press charges, that they want to settle it in the ring. So dumb. Wrestling, as we all know, is about suspending your disbelief, yeah? That's ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's just like, press charges, get them sent to jail for a few years. Don't say, right, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat you for your titles. You tried to kill me, I'm going to get your goddamn titles. No. We have to have a shit match, obviously, so we've got a pair of them coming now, unfortunately. Buff Bagwell defeating Scotty Riggs in an absolutely terrible strap match. So after some choking by Bagwell, Riggs hits a superplex, but then there's lots and lots and lots of choking with the strap, lots of whipping with the strap. Oh, and Buff talks to the camera a lot, and he'll do a move and pose, and then go up to the camera and say, what's something he says, yeah. One of the ones he says in this match is direct quotes. There's no one in this world who I like more than me. I'm amazing. And then he goes back, and it's like, alright, yeah, you're healing it up, but come on. If you put as much effort into the fucking match as you did as fucking putting yourself over, it'd be a better match. Maybe. Probably not, though. The crowd doesn't care in the slightest. There's anything. Literally, this match is played out to utter silence, apart from one thing, yeah? Buff shoves the referee. So the referee shoves him back, and that gets the biggest pop of the match. I promise you. And Buff, to his credit, alright, I know I've just been saying that I don't like the stuff with the camera. He's sit there on his ass in the corner going, I'm sorry. And then the referee turns back and Buff looks into the camera and goes, I'm not sorry, and gets up. And that was the only good thing Buff does in this match. That made me chuckle, alright? All the other times I've been posing and talking to the camera, we're just like, get on with it. That made me smile, alright? I'll give him credit where it's due, alright? Blockbuster misses, allowing Riggs to finally get some offense in. He hits a powerbomb and a missile dropkick. Touches all 3 turnbuckles, but then Buff Bagwell, calm as you like, dumps him over the top rope, chokes him with the strap a bit, and then basically just prances to all 4 turnbuckles and wins. And you're just like, I don't care about either of you two. I don't care that you're the American males. I don't give a fuck about Scotty Riggs so much. Quarter of a star because I'm such a nice guy, alright? Really is. If you want to give this one a dud, I won't object in the slightest. Next, oh man, worst match of the night by, or is it? Hang on a sec, I must check. Yeah, it is. It's the only dud on the card actually, now I've just checked. As Harlem Heat defeated Public Enemy in an absolutely shite Texas Tornado match. This one, right, is weapon shots. Tons of them. And the thing is, there's no variety in it. It's just, I've got a cookie tray, you've got a dustbin lid, I hit you, you hit me. I hit you, you hit me. And because it's tornado rules, it means you've got basically two matches going on. So you've got the split screen on the screen, yeah? So you find it very, very hard to follow the action. This one isn't helped by the fact that all four, because Mike Tenay's come out to do commentary, yeah? All four commentators basically just sit and laugh at the match. They're not selling about how this is a dangerous and brutal match or anything. They're laughing at everything that happens. Two good things, if I can remember right. They are, well, actually no, the highlights of this one, yeah, are, Harlem hitting a rocket launcher for 2. Jeff Jarrett and Mongo running in, and the enemy hitting a nice double team move on Stevie Ray to put him through a table. They're the highlights. Harlem Hangover gets the win, and it's just atrocious. It's not worth talking about. There's nothing good in it at all. Promise you that. It's a dud. End of. Next, Prince Iekea. I call him Iekea because I can. Defeating Rey Mysterio. I'm just going to call him Prince in this one. How's that one sound? So I don't get heat or anything. So Prince Iekea. Prince Iekea. It just works, doesn't it? But defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. in an okay match to retain the United States Championship. Now, these two had a truly terrible match at Super Bowl. I'm sure you remember in February. A dud match. It was that good. It was that good that it was a dud. So, can you? Hopes aren't exactly high going into this one, which is incidentally in the semi-main. You're like, wow, come on. Crowd don't care about either man in the slightest to make them entrances. Samoan drop by Iekea. Apparently there is a 15-minute time limit on this one, because normally in a television championship match there's a 10-minute time limit. Now that's the first I've ever heard of that, but that's because I didn't watch WCW. Maybe if you watch WCW on a regular basis you'll already know that. But yeah, apparently this one's got a 15-minute time limit. Bear that in mind, it'll come into play in a moment. Oh, it will. So, Iekea goes for a crucifix bomb, but Ray counters into a Rana. Tope by Ray gets 0 reaction. Bomb by the Prince gets no cover. He follows up with a crossbody on the outside to no reaction. Crossbody to the outside, you know, would normally get at least a bit of a pop. Nothing. The fans are sat on their hands. Something rotten in this one. Ray manages to botch not only a moonsault but also a flip over the ropes. Bulldog off the second rope, so awful. Lionsault gets 2 for Ray, as does a sunset flip. It's scary how little the crowd care about these two men. Senton misses by Ray. Prince gets 2 off a Northern Light suplex and a powerbomb. Double KO. It takes forever. And you know, the thing about the double KO spot, of course, is the referee starts utilising the 10 count. 1, 2, and of course he's doing it in this massive arena on his own. 1. Chant with me then. 2. Sort of looking around like, anyone? 3. And all the fans just sat there going, entertain me, bastards. I don't give a fuck about either of you. It's fucking brilliant. Victory Roll gets 2 for Ray. Twisting moonsault. Yeah, Ray goes for a twisting moonsault and hits it as the 15-minute time limit expires. The problem is that I have a little stopwatch because I want to know what bell times are, bell to bell, yeah? And this one expires, the time of the 15-minute time limit expires at the 12-minute mark. And you're just like, oh, you fucking bellends, you really are. Ray gets on the mic and says, give me more time. You know, this has been an awesome match. Give me more time. Prince cuts a crap promo saying, yeah, you've been an amazing competitor. I'll give you more time. They start off again. Ray gets 2 off a springboard dropkick and a leg drop. He goes for a Rana roll-up, but Prince rolls through for the win at, and get this one, this is the exact time, yeah? 13 minutes and 41 seconds by my count. So it's got a 15-minute time limit. That's expired, but the match goes 13 minutes. That's an interesting little touch, isn't it? This match is a star and a half if you're really generous. The match is better than their Super Bowl effort, I'll give you that one, but the crowd absolutely hated it, and that really, really hurt. And then we go on to the main event, which is a 3 tag team match with a fuckload of stipulations, which are, check this out, for stipulation overkill. Fucking hell. If Team WCW wins, then the NWO have to return any WC title belt that they have. So, like, for example, for argument's sake, Hogan has to give the WCW Championship back. And then to make sure that not a single person in the wrestling world believes that this match, that the Team WCW will win, yeah? Check this out. The NWO will be banned from WCW events for... It's not like they're banned for like 2 weeks or something. They're banned for 36 months. That's what they say. They're banned from WCW for 3 years. If Team Piper win, Roddy Piper gets a WCW Championship match against Hogan in a steel cage. Okay? And then if the NWO win, they earn the right to challenge for any belt that they like at any time. So, with all that said, bear in mind this is also an elimination match, and so, you know, pinfall, submit count, submissions count. Please stop barking, dogs. Oh, there's like 50 dogs out there. That's nice. One of the perils of living next to a canal. Oh, where was I? Elimination, pinfall, submission, or over the top rope. Bear that in mind, please. Just bear with me. So, predictably, Team NWO, which was Nash, Hall, Hogan and Randy Savage, defeated Team Piper, which is Rowdy Roddy Piper, and 4 Horsemen members, Benoit, Mongo and Jarrett, and Team WCW, which is Luger, the Giant and Scott Steiner, bearing in mind that Rick Steiner had been taken out in the opening contest. So, basically it works like this. One man from each team starts out. And then more men join, but at various intervals. It's not like it's 5 minutes like per interval, it changes. So, yeah, as I say, elimination road. So, Hall, Benoit and the Giant start off. And it's basically, the first 5 minutes of it are Giant owning. I mean, Benoit gets on a sleeper, Hall gets a sleeper, but it's very brief. But then with 20 seconds to go this first period, Giant charges at Hall. Hall moves out of the way, so Giant goes over the top rope and is eliminated. And that's your first elimination. Hooray. Next out are Jeff Jarrett, Savage and Luger. But this period only lasts for 2 minutes. And literally, I can't tell you anything of note happening. It's just classic Battle Royale stuff. You know, trying to get each other out, you know, choking, all that shit. Next 3 men out on Mongo, Nash and Steiner. The ring starts to look mighty full. Steiner hits a nice unhooked suplex on Hall and a belly-to-belly suplex on Savage. Hall jumps Jeff Jarrett over the top at approximately the 9-minute mark. That's what I can tell you. 1 paragraph of 9 minutes. I'm sorry, it's full of fucking gas. I should have been on the milk. I know I should. Mongo goes for a power driver next to the ropes and predictably gets dumped out in like a classic babyface, I think. Sat there, putting your power driver and just gets ripped, big back boy drop straight out the top. You're like, well, that was easy. Piper out next as Steiner gets dumped out, but we're too busy focusing on Piper coming to the ring, so we don't actually see who takes out Steiner, unfortunately. Hogan comes out with Dennis Rodman. Yeah, they spent all the money that they made at Super Bowl by signing Rodman to X amount of dates. You know, basically the World Wrestling Federation were offering him X amount for 2 dates. So WCW said, right, we'll take that and we'll double it, and you only have to do 1 extra day. And Rodman went, well, of course I'll do it, obviously. So yeah, that's nice. Piper chokes Savage with a chain on the outside as Hogan and Rodman pose for photos. I swear to God, on the outside there's loads of photographers. Hogan and Rodman are posing. While there's a match going on behind them, that's that posing. Crowd chant for Sting as Piper and Hogan have an awful looking brawl on the entrance ramp. Benoit gets obliterated by the outsiders. Rodman holds the top rope, so Hogan whips Piper. As Piper comes off the ropes, obviously Rodman pulls the rope down, Piper goes over the top. He's eliminated, that's nice, isn't it? Outside is Edge for Benoit, who is then chucked out, leaving Luger versus the NWO. The NWO pose, giving Lex time to recover. He goes on a mission. He racks Randy Savage to eliminate him. He clotheslines Nash over the top to eliminate him. He racks Hall to eliminate him, leaving it Luger versus Hogan, yeah? Thing is, Rodman's walking around on the outside. He's obviously got something in his shirt. You know, he's walking around like this. Pulls out a spray can, gives it to Savage. Savage gets in the ring as Luger's got Hogan in the rack, sprays him in the face, falls down, Hogan covers, 1, 2, 3, and that is your match. It's a tough one to call, it really is, because nothing really happens in it. I mean, it really feels like a bog standard battle royale. You know, what boosts it up in my eyes is, is afterwards. You've got the NWO celebrating and it's taking ages, and Tony Schiavone's basically saying the show's over, and Sting repels from the ceiling and the place goes mental. It goes absolutely mental. Sting takes out all the members of the NWO with his bat, apart from Hogan. Hogan's on the entrance ramp with Rodman saying, he's screaming at him, "You put the bat down, you son of a bitch, I'll kill you." So Sting, calm as light, drops the bat. It's like, come on then. fucking get in. Hogan takes his time because he's, you know, big bad heel. Takes his time getting in the ring, and when he eventually gets in, Sting fucking batters him, and it's so good. It really is one of those. Oh, that's brilliant. It's like Scott Keith said in his book, yeah, that if they'd done Sting versus Hogan at the next pay-per-view, it would have done such massive numbers. It really would. Dude, to Bischoff's credit, and I give Bischoff a lot of credit for this one, he held off until Starrcade to do the actual match. But if they'd done it the next month and Sting had won the championship, they would have done such a big buy rate. They really would have. Probably one of the biggest buy rate of all time to that point, I reckon. So yeah, I give that one match 2 stars. I've seen people give it 3 stars, believe it or not. Yeah, I give it 2. Opener was amazing. Glacier versus Mortis was good. There was only one dud. The mid-card wasn't ideal though, so this one I'm going to go for, once again, just like the last pay-per-view, it's a 5 out of 10. It's not, you know, must-see, it's not avoid at all cost. It's one of those ones, if you haven't seen it, go on and give it a watch. Like I say, I'll try and find a link for that opening contest. You know, literally, if it's there, when you've watched that opening contest, go and have a look and let me know what you think of it. I've been Mark P. What are we going to do next in this series? April 1997. Taker's Revenge. Undertaker's Revenge, I think it's called. Something like that. I think it's Taker's Revenge, actually. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I will see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.